Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we post writing tips, unboxings, book hauls, book reviews and the occasional vlog. And today I have quite a hefty book haul for you. If you're not new to my channel, you'll know that we have moved house, which obviously means all of our money is going towards house at the moment. I mean, we still only have curtains in 2 of the rooms. But we are still book nerds, and 2 book nerds together means not much restraint. In fairness to me, this is half a year of haul. So at least I didn't do all this in one go, but I'm still guilty. But let's get into this book haul and what I've been purchasing since moving house. Before we get into that, don't forget if you like what you see to subscribe to this channel. Your continued support means a lot, so thank you guys so much. Book 1. The Haunting Season, Ghostly Tales for Long Winter Nights. This is a Sunday Times bestseller and it has so many amazing writers in it. Of course, my main writer and reason for getting this is Bridget Collins. If you haven't seen, I did a review on The Betrayals by Bridget Collins. I absolutely love their writing. So the fact that she wrote a short for this, had to get it. This is a book of short ghostly tales I'm very much looking forward to reading. It has Bridget Collins, Elizabeth McNeil, Laura Purcell, Jess Kidd, Kieran Millwood Hargrave, Andrew Michael Hurley, Natasha Pulley and Imogen Hermes Gower in it. Imogen wrote The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock, which is such a cute book. It has on the back all the authors' names and the books that they've written. They're all famous, very good books. So I'm very excited. Let me read you guys the blurb. Long before Charles Dickens and Henry James popularized the tradition, the shadowy nights of winter have been a time for people to gather together by the flicker of candlelight and experience the intoxicating thrill of a ghost story. Now 8 best-selling, award-winning authors, all of them master storytellers of the sinister and the macabre, bring the tradition to vivid life in a spellbinding new collection of original Gothic tales. Taking you from the frosty fens to the wild Yorkshire moors, to the snow-covered grounds of a haunted estate, to a bustling London Christmas market, these mesmerising stories will capture your imagination and serve as your indispensable companion to the cold, dark nights. I got this from a little independent bookstore near me called Bookish. So cute. And now they have a bookshop in our actual town as well. So very first purchase, we did a cycle ride, found the cute bookshop, and you can't go into an independent bookshop without buying a book. It's just sinful. You can't do it. So book 1 of my book haul. The next book is actually one I was sent, which I'm so grateful for, and that is Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey. I hope I pronounced your name correct there, Joshua. I apologize if I didn't, but I had an email from Joshua just asking if I would be interested in reading his book and receiving a free copy. So of course I said yes, and it's not just a copy of the book. They also signed it for me, which I'm super grateful for. So thank you so much. This is a fantasy read. It looks like it's going to be a pretty quick and thrilling read, but let me read you guys the blurb. Mabel is a rumoured witch whose kingdom belongs to Lavian, the serpent. Her people are enslaved in darkness, but everything changes when Mabel discovers a book that transports her to a world of angels and demons. There, she wields swords of fire and faces Tannin, a spirit-infested dragon. Mabel sets off to save her people, unaware that she'll find Eva along the way, that mystic lady thrown away in time, and in doing so find herself. Mabel even learns how to break the darkness, but Lavian has different plans. Mabel wants to set her people free, make peace with her past, and start a new life. She wants to be a fighter and protector of the one she loves. When life becomes a curse, can Mabel end the darkness before destroying herself? Ew. It sounds like just a really quick fantasy fiction read. That's going to be thrilling. It's going to have battles. It's going to have dark versus light traditions. So I'm interested to see what tropes Joshua uses and what new ideas they come up with. So I'm excited to read that, and thank you so much for sending it to me. Next up, we have The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik. If you're not new to my channel, you will have seen I've done a book review on the first 2 books of this series. This is the 3rd. So if you don't want spoilers from the blurb, skip to this time here. I have reviewed book 1 and 2. Those links are above me now, but spoiler alert for this blurb. I went to see Naomi Novik do a talk in Bath at Mr. B's Emporium, and oh, it was so good. But in the ticket, I got a copy of The Golden Enclaves, and of course, I got it signed. Me and Matt were so excited. He has already read this because, seriously, he made me read book 1 and 2 off the bat, one after the other, because he needed someone to discuss them with. We got this with our ticket to Mr. B's Emporium for the talk, so let me read you guys the blurb. Saving the world is a test no school of magic can prepare you for. The one thing you never talk about while you're in the Scholomance is what you'll do when you get out. Not even the richest enclaver would tempt fate that way. But that impossible dream has somehow come true for Elle and her classmates, and what's more, she didn't even have to become the prophesied Dark Witch to make it happen. Instead of killing enclavers, she saved them, and now the world is safe for all wizards. Peace and harmony have enveloped all the enclaves of the world. Just kidding. Instead, someone else has picked up the project of destroying enclaves in Elle's stead, and everyone she saved is at risk again with a full-scale enclave war on the horizon. And so, the first thing Elle needs to do after miraculously escaping Scholomance is to turn straight around and find a way back in. Ooh! Exciting! That blurb to me tells me that she's going to try to go back to the Scholomance to save Orion, to get him out so that he can help her to stop the war between the enclaves, which I'm presuming is partly starting because someone's going to blame someone for Orion being left in the Scholomance. I don't know. But it sounds great. I'm really excited to read this, and it's signed, and Naomi Novik is so good. So yeah, third purchase. Welcome back from the spoiler-free zone. I've got one more book which will be a spoiler one, but again, I'll warn you and give you a time of where to skip to. The next 4 books are from a Bath trip. I had a trip with my friends to Bath where we went to our favourite clothes shops and our favourite bookshops because they hadn't been to Mr. B's or the new one with the ladders. That's name I never remember, but it's got ladders. It was such a good trip, and oh dear, did I spend too much money. I never shop. I just don't. I'll go for half a year without buying any new clothes or anything like that. So when I do go to town to have a shop, I have a shopping spree, and that extended to the book haul. So, without further ado, the first book I bought on this book haul, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Yes, I am so late to this party. Sarah J. Maas is all over BookTube. I've been told by 2 family members that I have to read these books because they're so good. They have 3 series out. One is apparently the better romance, and one is the better world build. Now, I got this from Mr. B's Emporium in Bath, and I decided which one I got based on which book number 1 they had in stock, and they had this one, which is apparently the better romance. I'm very excited because apparently it's a really, really gripping read, but let me read you guys the blurb. Fair is a huntress. The skin of a wolf would bring enough gold to feed her sisters for a month. But the life of a magical creature comes at a steep price, and Fair has just killed the wrong wolf. Taken prisoner by a high Fey lord, Fair learns that her masked captor is hiding even more than his piercing gaze suggests. But as Fair's feelings for Tamlin begin to burn through every warning she's heard about his kind, a shadow has fallen across the land, and if Fair cannot fight it, she will lose everything. The first book in the sweeping romantic fantasy series by New York Times bestselling author Sarah J. Maas. Is this a human and Fey romance? Oh, I love Fey romance. Oh, I'm even more excited to read this now. Yes, I bought it without reading the blurb. Duh. Totally normal behaviour. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm excited. I adored Naomi Novik's Spin and Silver, which is a similar human Fey kind of romance, and I was addicted. I feel like I'm going to be yelling at this book going, please kiss. Please. Yes. The second book I got on my book haul was 4 Seasons in Japan by Nick Bradley. If you guys aren't new to my channel, you'll know I have a bit of a thing at the moment with books based in Japan, specifically if they have a cat on the cover. And this just came up. Someone I follow as a bookstagrammer on Instagram posted a picture of this book. They'd obviously been sent an early copy of it. And they said it was a really just easy, heartwarming read full of cats and beautiful scenery. And that just sounded like my kind of read. I either read epic fantasies and war and blood and magic, or I read really easy to read, beautiful books that just sound lovely. This is from the author of The Cat and the City. If I like this, I will be getting that. I mean, it's got cats in the title. Come on. But let me read you guys the blurb. Flo is sick of Tokyo, suffering from a crisis in confidence. She is stuck in a rut. Her translation work has dried up and she's in a relationship that's run its course. That's until she stumbles upon a mysterious book left by a fellow passenger on the Tokyo subway. From the very first page, Flo is transformed and immediately feels compelled to translate this forgotten novel, a decision which sets her on a path that will change her life. It is a story about Ayako, a fierce and strict old woman who runs a coffee shop in the small town of Onomichi, where she has just taken guardianship of her grandson Kyo. Haunted by long-buried family tragedy, both have suffered extreme loss and feel unable to open up to each other. As Flo follows the characters across a year in rural Japan through the ups and downs of the pair's burgeoning relationship, she quickly realizes that she needs to venture outside the pages of the book to track down this elusive author. And as her two protagonists reveal themselves to have more in common with her life than first meets the eye, the lines between text and translator converge. The journey is just beginning. How nice does that sound? Plus, I think that's just a beautiful colour to have inside. And extra huge plus, it's a signed first edition. Jazz found this as soon as we walked into the bookshop. I'm so excited to read this. It just sounds nice. There's so many great reviews of just gentle restraint and utterly captivating. I love this book. That's from Robbie Arnott. An affecting tale of lost souls making connections told with wit, compassion, and gentle inventiveness. That's Tom Watson, author of Metronome. It just sounds like a good, nice read. On a similar note of easy, nice, heartwarming reads, I picked up this, Cafe con Leche by Emery Lee. They are the author of Meet Cute Diary, which sounds like a really nice read. It just sounds lovely. I think it just looks friendly. It's about a cafe, coffee shop. I've learnt now, my cozy place is a coffee shop. I was just attracted to the cover, and then when I read the blurb, it just sounds sweet, and it's just a nice colour again. Look, it's yellow. It sounds like a very easy, heartwarming read, so let me read you guys the blurb. Sometimes bitter rivalries can brew something sweet. Theo Mori wants to escape. Leaving Vermont for college means getting away from working at his parents' Asian American cafe and not having to deal with their arch rival's hopeless son, Gabby, who's lost the soccer team more games than Theo can count. Gabby Moreno is miserably stuck in the closet, forced to play soccer to hide his love for dance and iced out by Theo, the only openly gay guy at school. Gabby's only reprieve is his parents' Puerto Rican bakery and his plans to take over after graduation. But the town's new fusion cafe changes everything. Between the Morris struggling shop and the Morinos' plan to sell their bakery in the face of the competition, both boys find their dreams in jeopardy. Then Theo has an idea. Sell photo-worthy food covertly at school to offset their losses. When he sprains his wrist and Gabby gets roped in to help, they realize they need to work together to save their parents' shops, but will the new feelings rising between them be enough to send their future plans up in smoke? It just sounds nice. It sounds like, at the minute, I'm watching Heartstopper, and it sounds like that kind of heartwarming, beautiful love story. It's going to deal with big issues, but it's going to have a lot of coffee, hot drinks, croissants. I'm ready for it. I'm so excited to read this book. I'm going to say spoiler alert again, guys. The next book that I got from my book haul in Bath is The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. This is the second book in the series of the Six Crimson Cranes. If you haven't seen my review on that, that link is above me now, but this is the second. So if you want to avoid the blurb of the second book of this series, skip to this time here. Spoiler alert. I am a bad person. I did not realize that Elizabeth Lim's second book had come out. Oh my god, I adored the Six Crimson Cranes. So when I saw this, I was like, yes. So yes, I bought 2 books in each independent bookshop that I went to in Bath. Fair is fair. And again, it's a beautiful front cover, just like the last one. It has the beautiful creamy cover with the gold embossing on the inside. So it's super cute. But I haven't read the second one of this, and I really enjoyed the first. It was just a really quick, thrilling read. I read it in a week whilst on holiday, and I absolutely couldn't put it down. So I'm excited. But let me read you guys the blurb. A perfect conclusion, says Chloe Gong, and magic leaps from every page. That's from Axie O. Princess Shiori made a deathbed promise to return the dragon's pearl to its rightful owner, but keeping that promise will be more dangerous than she ever imagined. She must journey to the kingdom of dragons, navigate political intrigue among humans and dragons alike, and fend off thieves who covet the pearl for themselves, all the while cultivating the appearance of a perfect princess to protect herself from those who would see her burned at the stake for the magic that runs in her blood. The pearl itself is no ordinary cargo. It thrums with malevolent power, jumping to Shiori's aid one minute and betraying her the next, threatening to shatter her family and sever the thread of fate that binds her to her true love. It will take every ounce of strength Shiori can muster to defend the life and love she's fought so hard to win. Shiori's heart-wrenching journey concludes in the soaring sequel to the New York Times best-selling Six Crimson Cranes. I love a duology. Duologies are generally really good. I can't wait to read this final chapter in it. I'm so excited, guys. This is a great book haul for me. Every single book I am just so excited to read. And finally, I had gifted books given to me from Matt's dad. Now, Matt's dad is just fantastic at finding entire book series in Oxfam, and he knows I love Trudy Canavan, and he found a whole Trudy Canavan series. It is Priestess of the White, Last of the Wilds, and Voice of the Gods. This is the Age of the Five series. Look, it's someone cloaked on the front cover. You know I'm going to like it. I'll read you guys the blurb of the first. I won't read you guys the blurb of the second and third, because obviously I haven't read the first either. I don't want any spoilers. Here we go. Blurb number 1. When Arya was chosen to become a priestess, she could never have believed that a mere 10 years later she would be one of the White, the gods' most powerful servants. Sadly, Arya has little time to adapt to the exceptional powers gifted her by the gods. Mysterious black-clad sorcerers from the south plague the land, and rumours of an army being raised reach the White. Arya and her new colleagues work tirelessly to seal alliances and unite the northern continent under their banner, but time is running out. So it seems like a traditional good versus evil, dark versus light, big fantasy epic. It's quite a hefty one. 676 pages, so a nice hefty epic fantasy. I'm excited to read it. Thank you, Dave, for finding it for me. He's just really good at Oxfam finds, seriously, and he's really good for finding Trudy Canavan for me. I don't know how he does it, but a whole new series to read of an epic fantasy. That's going to keep me going in it. I'm excited. So, overall, on this bigger than usual book haul, I will remind, this is a year's book haul. This is the first year in our first home. Money is so tight. I've been naughty buying these books. I really have. But at least these 3 were gifted. I didn't buy them. So, yeah, I did bad things. But this is a full year worth of books I've bought. This would be me on just a 6-month haul / one bookshop journey of doom for me. So, I think I've done quite well. But to recap, we got the whole Age of the Five Trudy Canavan series from Dave, who got it from Oxfam for me. Thank you. We also got The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim, which is the second book in the Six Crimson Cranes duology. I'm super excited to finish this duology. How did I not realize this had come out? I'm actually seriously shocked at myself. How did I not know? Why wasn't it all over Bookstagram? I then got Cafe con Leche by Emery Lee, which just sounds like such a nice, heartwarming, cozy read, and I'm really excited to read it. 4 Seasons in Japan by Nick Bradley. Again, it's just supposed to be really good and has loads of cats in. It's got cats. I'm reading it. I need cats. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I'm so late to this party. It is embarrassing. The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik, the 3rd Scholarman's series. Really excited to finish this trilogy. The other 2 were great. Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey, which was a book given to me by Joshua to review for him, and I'm really excited to read it. It sounds like it's just going to be a really easy read. And finally, the Haunting Season Ghostly Tales for Long Winter Nights, which is a group of short stories including authors Bridget Collins, Imogen Hermes Gower, Kieran Millwood Hargrave, Andrew Michael Hurley, Jess Kidd, Elizabeth McNeil, Natasha Pulley, and Laura Purcell. I mean, come on, I've got to read this during October. It has to be done. It's Ghost Tales. I'm excited. And that's it for my rather, in my opinion, hefty book haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you'd like to see it since I upload, click that little bell down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr. I post general bookish pictures as well as my writing tips and unboxings on there. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye!